All right, we're off again for another live Magloft webinar where I show you how you can use Magloft to get your content apps published to the app stores. It's cool stuff. So we are ready to get started. I can see there are a few people still missing from the webinar, so we're just going to give them a minute or two. We'll see if they show up. And after that, we're going to go ahead and get started. So briefly, what we're going to cover in this webinar is just a complete high-level overview of Magloft, how it works, how you get started, what it takes to get your app into the app stores and get it live. And any time along the way, please feel free to ask questions in the comment section. You can also ask to get the microphone and the screen if you want to. If you want to speak rather than type, you're more than welcome to do that. Just go ahead and ask any questions. Stop me halfway through. That's totally fine. Really, this is mostly for you to get your questions answered about Magloft. So that's what I'm here for. Just use me for that. So we're gonna wait a minute or two, and then we'll come back, and then we're gonna get started. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you a new promotion that we're doing. It's a new, it's a fun page. It's an image of the team. So I'm just going to go over here and share my screen. And hopefully you see this. And again, it's a hackathon promo. We've got a hackathon week going on. I'll get back to that, but let's give people just 1 or 2 minutes to come into the room, and then we're going to get started. All right, thanks for being here. I'll be right back in just a minute. All right, enough of this still image. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to kill the screen share here. So again, welcome. It's great that you're here. We're going to go through Magloft. I will show you the portal. I'll show you the app. I'll show you how it all works together. And then we could talk about this promotion again later on. So again, I really encourage you to ask questions anytime during the webinar. So just go ahead and input it into the chat box. I'll see it instantly and I'll get right on it. So with that, I think we should just jump right over to Magloft, go in and have a look inside the portal, and I can explain a little bit more in here. So I've already logged in. It's free to sign up, and it's free to test. You can test all the features, all the tools that we have. So you can go right ahead with that. Here you can see I have a lot of magazines. You can easily create a new magazine if you want to do some testing. So this would be my, it could be a demo magazine. Give it a name and say OK, and you're off again to go with that. So I'm going to work here on the Maglov magazine because this is a live magazine, so it's a little bit more fun for us to go ahead and show you how it works. So basically, there are really only two steps to getting started. The first step is you need to add your content. And there are two ways that you can do that. You can either use our editor and create it from scratch. It's a drag and drop visual editor. I'll show you in a sec. Or you can upload a PDF. You can also upload an HPUB file, which we can get into a little bit later if that's of interest. Now, as soon as you upload, so here I have a PDF that I've uploaded earlier, and I can go into the editor and have a look at it. So we'll convert the PDF into a format that can be read by the editor, and that allows us to do some pretty cool stuff like adding interactive widgets to the pages. So I'm going to go down here to a page where I think I already have it added, page 20. You can see there's a video here. So this PDF is Kayla Sines. She's a workout guru for many. And I just found a video on YouTube and I dragged it in. So the way that I did that is just to open the widgets panel. Here you have all the widgets. You got your Yahoo video, your Vimeo, your YouTube, SoundCloud, MailChimp, and a bunch of other stuff. So I just drag in the YouTube. I will place it where I'd like it to start, roughly there, and then I can resize it in the corner. And for every widget in the right-hand side, there's always some properties that you can change. And for this one, I'm going to change the aspect ratio, because you can see we have these black borders on the top and bottom. Here we go. It's now widescreen, and it looks great.
You know, he's driven up from the beginning.
And it plays live in the editor as well, so that's pretty cool. And if you want to change the video, you can just go to YouTube. This is a YouTube widget, and any video that you play, we can take this one here. You'll see there's always a ID here or a code, and it's what comes after the equals. So you want to snipe that, just copy that out. And then you can go back into the editor, and here on the right-hand side, you can see we can just paste that in, hit enter, and it will instantly update, and boom, the YouTube video is now inside the PDF magazine. So we can update that, and we'll save the page. And there's a bunch of other widgets as well, so we can get into this in more detail later on if there's interest for that. So for now, I'm just going to close the editor. I still have my issue here, and I'm going to pack it. So this basically means I'm making it ready for the apps so that they can download a single file and use that file to show it to the readers. Whilst that's packing, we can talk about another way that you can add content. So this would be the HTML editor. So I'm just going to give it a title, my issue, and I'm going to hit the create new issue. If you want to upload a PDF, you hit the upload. I want to create a new issue with the editor, so I click that button. And here we got a couple of themes. So we want to add a lot more of these themes because we think it's really cool that you can start with more than just a blank slate. But for now, we've got these 7, 8 themes that you can go in and have a look at. There, my issue is created, and again, I'll just hit the editor button and go into the editor. Give the first table of contents. Oh, it looks smart or not. And so each template, or sorry, each theme has several templates. This one has 3, a blank one, and 2 standard table of contents. So I'm just going to select one and hit create page. Now with this, the cool part about using the editor is that it is fully responsive. And that means that the content will flow and fit any device size and orientation. So if I were to go up here, you can change the different displays. If I select the iPad landscape, you can see how everything grows and smoothens out and just fits nicely to the border of the screen, which I've chosen, and so does the text, right? For say a PDF, because it's static, it has a fixed aspect ratio. It will shrink up and down in size, but obviously if you go from a iPad to an iPhone, the iPhone will be slimmer, so it will leave some gaps in the top and in the bottom. Whereas the fully responsive themes, when you go to an iPhone, you can see they all collapse into one column, which makes the content remain easily readable and generally more enjoyable for readers. You don't have to pinch and zoom and try and move the page around so you can read it. You just scroll up and down here, which people are very used to doing from the internet. And again, if you go on the landscape, you can see nice size. It just fits and looks really great on the screen. So that's the biggest benefit, is the huge benefit for the responsive design that you have in this HTML5 versus the static PDF that doesn't really collapse and do things like that. I can show more tips and tricks on the editor here, but again, I'm just going to quickly go through Magloft and then we can dive into more details later on. So I'm going to save this page and I'm going to exit again to the editor. So now you can see the PDF here that I had. It's now done. It now says download. That means that it is ready for the device. But you can see the state is still in an editing mode. And it says here, the issue has no published date or product ID. So if you go into settings, here you'll be able to give it a published date. So if, say, you intend to publish this issue in about a week's time, I'll put it a week forward. I'm going to make it a free issue for now. I'll just close, and you can see now that the state is published date in a week's time, and it is scheduled. I want to show you the app itself. So this here is the iOS app. This is our latest design. This will be coming out live in the Magloft app today or tomorrow, and we'll be rolling out this new design for all of our clients as well. And if you're to sign up from today and forward, you'll be getting this new design, which has a couple of new features as well. But you can see here there's no Kayla It's Seamless issue because it hasn't been published yet. So if I go back into our portal and I change the publish date to today, I could also do it a week ago, but I'm changing it to today, and you can see now the status is live, the issue is published. So if I go back into the app, as soon as I refresh, or as soon as the reader opens the app, they will instantly see that the latest issue that I just created is now live inside the app. So that's really cool, that as soon as the app is out there and it's live, you can push issues instantly. And you can make small issues, you can make large issues. We have publishers that do some issues only with 5 pages. We have some that upload PDFs that are 160 pages. The whole idea is, and what we suggest is, get a couple of issues out there. They really don't need to be much more than 3 to 5 good articles. Have some images in there, have some video, perhaps even some audio from SoundCloud, and just get in the habit of publishing regularly. So once a month is fine, absolutely fine. If you do it once a quarter, that's okay as well. If you can do it weekly, that is really, really great. And that's what's going to keep people coming back and obviously reading your issues. So since we have the app open already, let's have a look at one of the new features that we have in here. So this is really great for lead capture. If you want to capture email addresses, we have a sign-up form inside the app. You can add your email and your password, and that allows users or readers to then later input a coupon code that you will provide them. So if you have a premium issue, it could be a paid issue, or it could just be an issue that you deem for premium. Users also have to log in and redeem the coupon to get that content, and you will then in turn get that email back. So this information will be available through the portal in your Magloft account. So that's really cool. Also, if you have premium content, let's say a reader buys an issue on their Android device, and then later they log in onto their phone. Who knows? Maybe there are some people out there that have both devices. They'll be able to log in, and as soon as they log in, they can then also click a button that's called Restore Purchases, and it will then instantly figure out that, oh, you actually bought this issue here on Android. Well, we'll make it available on iOS as well. So that's really cool. We're looking forward to rolling this new feature out and get you guys using that. We also have, if I just click the free button here, so we'll download the issue. You can now share pages from inside the app. So you can share it on email, or you can share it on Facebook and Twitter. All you need is to have the app installed. So if you have a Facebook app installed, or the reader, I should say, then they can share it to their Facebook audience, which is really cool. It's going to give you some more exposure. It's going to be a link right back to your magazine or publication. And of course, we made the subscribe button really big and noticeable. And we can, of course, change all these colors. The logo here, I should mention, there's no Magloft branding in your apps. When you get a subscription with Magloft, there's no Magloft mention anywhere. So this will be changed with your logo or your top banner graphic. And any mentions in the info box here, you'll be able to change this text entirely so that it links back to a page that you want. You can have your contact information here, really fully branded. So let's jump in, have a look at the issue here. You can swipe it, it looks great. So this is a PDF. And of course, you can also go landscape, and it will just zoom in a little bit because it's a PDF. I'll go back to portrait. Now, if you double tap anywhere, you can see that you'll get the index, so you can jump to a new page. But you also have this share icon in the top right. So if I click it, right now it doesn't show anything because I'm inside the simulator of Xcode, so there are no apps installed. But this is where you'd have your Facebook, your Twitter, and any other social shareable media. So I guess just to demonstrate here, if I hit the mail, I wonder if it will actually, no, it didn't like that. That's okay. There's some things you can do in the simulator, and there are some things that you can't do in the simulator. So let's just go ahead and get this bad boy up again. Good. Otherwise, what will happen is that you'll actually take a screenshot of the page that you're on, and then you'll share that screenshot with any message that you want. Cool. So that was covering the app, the new iOS design, what it looks like. It was also covering briefly how to upload a PDF, how to add interactive widgets to it, and also just briefly the HTML editor and some of the different themes that we currently have that you can select a theme, and each theme will give you a set of predefined pages that you can then just copy paste your content into. And all these themes, I should mention, are of course fully responsive, so they will look great on any screen size and orientation. Cool. So how do you get your app ready? How do you get it live? Now, for Magloft, you don't have to worry about any of the technical stuff. That's what we do. We are your go-to technical partner for getting these apps published. What you will need to do is, if I just go into a blank magazine, let's see, Hello World. So you can switch between magazines, and this is our, every time you log in or create an account, you have to create an issue. So I'm just quickly going to go through this so we can get back to what I really wanted to show you guys. Create the page, and we will exit. So here I have my first issue, the publishing section. This is the information that the Magloft team needs in order to set up and publish your apps. So there's a bunch of basic information like a description, and here you see the info tab description. That was the info tab that I showed you here. And for those of you that know HTML, you can add HTML there. That's a powerful feature. Keywords, description, bunch of other stuff, just some general content that we need. There are subscriptions. You can choose if it will have a free subscription or if it will have a paid subscription. And here are some various options that you can do. You can have 2 subscriptions. So maybe you want to offer a monthly and a yearly. And I can, of course, just remove the subscriptions again and go with a free subscription. And you can see this progress bar will show you how you're doing, how far along the whole process you are. Integrations, we'll use Parse for pushing push notifications. We'll use Google Analytics to track taps inside your app, what buttons are clicked, what pages are viewed, and Facebook for doing some more advanced stuff with paid advertisements from Facebook. Then there's some images that you need to tell us. So this transparent logo, that would be the image that gets replaced here, and an icon as well. Then after that, you got a couple of screenshots that you can select. So we really recommend that you get 5 screenshots. So you can see for this issue I just created, there's only a single one. I only made 1 page. Ideally, you'd want to have 5, and you just select the pages that you want, and you can select across issues as well. And then lastly, there's the developer account information that we need. So for iOS, if you do decide to publish with Magloft, we require that you have your own developer account. And we do that for 2 reasons. One is you want to stay in control of your app. With your own account, you are in control of your app. And there are other similar businesses out there that will say, don't worry about this, we will publish through our account and you don't have to worry about anything. But what they're really saying is, thank you very much, we own your app. You can't transfer it. Apple has some rules that if you have an app with a recurring subscription, that can even be a free subscription, then they won't allow you to transfer it to another developer account. So this is really, really important that whatever you do in your due diligence, you make sure that you can publish through your own developer account. The other reason is you remain in control of your finances. So any revenue that you generate through your apps, so this could be through the sale of single issues, the sale of subscriptions, that will go into your developer account. And from there, you can transfer it out to your bank or another account. So we require that you have your own developer account. For Apple, it's $99 US per year. For Google, it's $25 US for lifetime access. So really, this is what is required from your part. There's no technical mumbo jumbo. You do need to find some information and come up with some descriptions, put a little bit of work into how you want to promote your app, and then we will take care of the rest of the technical stuff. And for Apple, it takes about 10 days for an app to get approved, and for Google, it only takes a few hours. So by completing all of these stages, when you have everything green, you'll be ready to publish. And at that time, we ask you to upgrade your account to sign up for a paid subscription with Magloft. And then basically within the same day, you'll have an Android app in the app stores live with your content in there. And Apple will then come about 10 days later. Cool. So that was briefly about generating content. It was briefly about getting ready to publish, activating account. So our normal setup fee is $399 a one-time. And during this week of our hackathon, as you saw here before, yay, it's Magloft Hackathon Week. We're doing a special promotion, so we're going to just completely remove that setup. This page has just gone live a few minutes ago. You can go there. It's magloft.com/promotion. But of course, for you guys, it's a coupon code that we'll give you, and I can share it through the webinar here as well in just a few minutes. So that's the idea. We're hacking out a lot of cool new features. We're improving the apps, making them look even better, and we really want to be able to put this solution in as many hands as possible. So with the only thing that you would then require is to pay a monthly subscription of $99, and that includes everything from obviously our service, to the platform, the publishing, and service, the hosting, the bandwidth, the push notifications, everything is included. So there are no hidden fees or unknown variables and costs that all of a sudden you get slapped with. There's none of that. So that's a quick, brief overview of Magloft. Again, it's free to sign up. It's free to create unlimited magazines or publications. Go ahead and try playing around with the content. And then the last step is really just filling out this information, and then we take it from there and set up all the technical stuff and get your apps published. So with that, I'm going to have a sip of my drink here. And if there are any questions so far that you'd like me to go into a little bit deeper, please go ahead and let me know, and I'll get right back to that. And in the meantime, while I take a sip, I'm just going to show this page once more. So I hope that everything is working and that you can hear me okay. So maybe if I could just get a yay or a yes in the chat, that would be cool. And again, if there's anything that you'd like me to touch on, just go ahead and let me know, and I'll be sure to do that. All right, well, I'm going to dive into the editor, just show you a couple of things that it can do in a responsive editor. But again, feel free to answer any or ask any questions. Just put them in the chat, and I'll definitely answer them. Hi, Joan. Thanks for coming up. Do let me know if there's anything you want to see or hear, and I'll be happy to do that. So again, inside our portal here, if I click on the editor, I can jump into my issue here. And for pages, if I want to create a new page, I can just hit that button. I'm going to give this one a title of blank, because I will select blank page here, and I'll hit create page. Here we are, a blank slate, and I'm going to be building a couple of things here. So I am a big Michael Jackson fan. I'm also a StarCraft fan. The first thing I want to do is just, I'll drag in an image. So when you drag, I'm just holding my mouse down, I'm dragging it in, and you can see here, I'll get a dotted line, and that means the widget is going to be placed here where I let go of the mouse. So there we go. We've got a top banner now. The next thing I'd like to do is I'd like to drag in a layer. So the layer widget is probably like the fundamental building block when using the drag and drop editor. The layer will allow me to do things like background images, parallax effect, background color, paddings left and right, and I can change the size of it, and there are a bunch of things that you can do. And so the first thing I might want to do is, well, I'm just going to go ahead and put in a heading, and then below that I'm going to drag in I'm going to drag in a columns. So this can be a little bit tricky to begin with when you start working with it, but you actually need your mouse. It needs to touch the other widget that you want to place the current widget above or below. So here I can see it's going to go below the heading, which is exactly what I want. So I'll let it go here. Now you can see I have a column here, a columns widget with 2 columns. And in order to change that, let's say I want it 3, I can just go in the right-hand side and I'll change it to a 3-column layout, for example. And there you can see now it gives me 3 columns. There are a couple of other options there. There's also some styling that you can play with. Actually, I'll change this. So I will put in a button in each. This is just going to be a quick drag and drop. Later on, we will have a feature that will allow you to clone widgets. So if you build up a widget and you want to reuse it, you'll be able to get a clone button so that it will just copy itself, which will be really cool. So for each button widget, I'm just going to give it a style. This one will be primary. This one will be success. And this one will be a warning, I think, or even a danger. There you go. And below that, I'm going to have, yeah, no, actually above it. So we're going to put in a paragraph below the heading and above the columns. So this text, I'm just going to write, this is my awesome demo text. I'm going to copy that a couple times. Some gibberish that I got from somewhere else. While my copy paste didn't work. There we go. Paste, get some text in there. Now, as you can see, it's really not that ideal that the text is all the way out to the edge here. So in order to fix that, I can actually give it some padding for left and right. But it's actually not in the paragraph that controls that. It's in the layer widget. So you can see here on the right-hand side, every layer or every widget has this link here that says parent. So this will always select the parent layer, the parent widget, or the widget above. So if I click that, you can also see in the left-hand side, it now changes to the layer. And from here, I can scroll down and find layout, and I'll go padding right. I'll give that 2%, and padding left, I'll give that 2% as well. And now you can see I have a little bit of a padding here, so both the buttons and the text isn't all the way to the edge. And again, if I change it to portrait view, you see the text will grow, the buttons will grow, and everything, the image here will grow as well. So it just looks nice and smooth. And on the phone, again, the text is here, the buttons then fall down below here. Now maybe you have some buttons that you don't want to collapse into a single column when you go to the phone. And there's a way to get around that by selecting the columns widget. And here you have an option that says collapse columns phone or never. So now I'm going to hit update. When we go to the phone view, and this is probably going to look, actually I'm just going to change this text here. I'll make it 1, 2, and 3. So if I go to the phone view, I scroll down, you'll see that I now have 1, 2, and 3 buttons that are not collapsed, and I can go landscape as well, and you can see now they fit nicely here. So that can be used for a bottom navigation bar, or maybe some share icons. Yeah, and you might also have noticed that every time I select some text, I get the formatting toolbar up. So this can be used for making it bold. It can be used for changing the color. So here you can change any color. You can also input a hex color. Let's make this kind of dark greenish, like that. And you can also change the font. Here you go. So we got some Google fonts that will load up here, and you can choose those. There's our lobster font. So we could actually change this, and we'll change this to Magloft. We'll go ahead and give it the lobster font, and there's our logo. I'll save up the page, and I'll just check. Sorry, I forgot to check the comments. Here we go. I just registered on the website, created a test view, just see how it works. Cool. Yeah, that's a great start. It's just get busy, get dirty, and see how it works. Figure out where to insert my access token. Okay, right. Good question. Let me show you here. So you found your access token already. That's great. You let me just close out here. And if you go under your account to this page here, your access token will be on that page. So I can't really show it from my account, but that's where you find it. And in order to input it, you go to the settings of your device, go to settings, and then here on the list you should be able to find the Magloft app once you found that online and downloaded it. And you should have the, right, so in this version of the app that I'm working in, it doesn't have the token, but this is where you'll find it. So here you will be able to add your token so that you can go ahead and preview your issues. So I hope that helped. Let's go back again. Cool. So that was a bit about the editor, a bit more about the responsive design. There are a bunch of other things that you can do. We have some videos on our YouTube page, a couple of tutorials where we also do like a parallax effect, which is really cool. And we'll be creating more videos that go into details of what you can actually do in the editor. Obviously, you can also do like full page ads if you use an iframe. You can add any HTML. Probably we also have a couple widgets that just use this out of the box. So let's say if you have a MailChimp account and you want to collect emails from your magazines, you can just drag in the MailChimp widget, and then in the right hand side, excuse me, you can update the URL that you get from inside of MailChimp when you design your opt-in form. So we decided not to create our own because MailChimp does a really good job, and so do most of the other big email providers out there. Could you, I have the app installed on Nexus. Right. Apologies for that, Joan. The preview, the access token is actually only in the iOS app at the moment. That is why you won't be able to find it on your Android device. There is a, so are you, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the design is a little bit different. We're rolling out a new design for the iOS app, and we're replicating this to the Android app as soon as this is stable and published. So the design will change. Currently, you're seeing the previous design, and I'm not even sure if the iOS app is the latest version. I know that it's in review, so it's going to be like any time now. But again, for the Android app, we obviously can customize the colors and make it look good. And the Magloft app looks a little bit white and plain, but it's definitely able to customize it. Just save that up and close. It's also the good thing about Android is that we can publish it so quickly. So if there are any changes that you need to have made, we can do those just within a few hours and get it live again on the Android store and the Google Play. Cool. Let's see. Is there anything else I missed? Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the latest version hasn't come out yet. An estimated delivery time for an upgraded Android app where I can enter the token. I definitely need to speak to the development team about that, but I think it would be something that we could get done within the next couple of weeks. It's always great to have a lot of things to work on. It's harder to prioritize and get everything done. But this is definitely something that I will pass on and let them know that we've got some requests so that we can preview in the Android app as well. If you're a subscriber to our newsletter, which I believe you are since you have an account of Magloft, then you'll definitely be notified as soon as that option is available. Cool. Let me just stop the screen sharing here. You can have a look back here in the studio. So again, I've kind of covered the things that I wanted to show you about Magloft. And please feel free to keep the questions rolling in. What I can tell you is some upcoming things that we have. So one of the things that we're working on, which is very, very cool, we're working on a way to integrate blogs into Magloft. So that basically means that if you have a blog, be a WordPress, a Blogger, or Tumblr, you'll be able to connect that to Magloft, and we will then pull your content that you already have. You'll be able to create issues based on your posts and pages, bundle it up, and create some really, just reuse your content that you have from your blogs already. So now you can focus on creating it one place and drag it into Magloft. And of course, we're also looking at updating the app once again so that it can pull in content live, plus also still have the issue-based apps running. So we're really looking forward to that, and that will be in about a month's time. We should have a demo version or a beta version out there that we can test and play with. We also want to build a visual app builder. If you remember back in the portal, in the Magloft web page, there are places where you can add your images, and you can select some colors, but you don't really see actually what it looks like unless we show you. So there we want to have like a preview so you can see actually if you change what color you change has an impact inside of the app and where. Again, we're also working a lot on automation. So automation helps us free up time and resources that we can invest elsewhere. And one of the areas that we want to invest that in is removing the setup fee. So that's also why we're doing this week, where there is a promotion of a zero cost setup fee, which is normally $399. And we have a project that we're working on with a known company. We're not really allowed to mention who it is yet, but that will hopefully soon be revealed, which will also allow us to do some very cool stuff coming up in the next weeks or so. So let's see, did I miss any other questions? Right. Yeah. If you can, that's amazing. Would you be uploading a PDF, Joan, or would you be using the editor to create your content? So there is another way to test your content, if you will. Let me just go ahead and share my screen again so I can show you.
It was kind of, it also
There we go. It should be up and running. So if you aren't able to get hold of an iOS device and you want to preview your issues, I'll grab this one here as an example, our Surfstoked magazine. Here you can see it has a download icon. That means that the issue or the file is completely up to date. Here it's a pack icon, and it basically just means that there have been some changes to the issue. Either you went inside and you updated some content, or you added some content. So then you'll have the pack icon, and that means that you need to hit it, and then the issue will be fully updated for the device. Then you'll get this download button. So you can also choose to download. I'm just going to put it here on the desktop. So if you download this file, there we go. If I go to the desktop, of course this isn't working. There we go. Here is my file. I hope you see this. It has the extension HPub. So you want to just go in and change that to zip. This is basically just a zip file, a compressed file. And I'll ask you if you want to change it. And you say yes, use the zip. And once that's done, you can just double click it, and your computer should unzip the file and give you a folder. And with that, you can open the folder, and here you can see this is the content. So this is actually a peek inside the issues as they are displayed on your device. You can see you have your HTML pages, we've got some fonts, we've got some images, we've got some style sheets, and this is also where there would be JavaScript if there was any. So here you can basically just open this in any browser. So let me see here if it will stay in the screen. It will here. So I'm just going to drag it out, and I'm going to make this smaller to kind of simulate. So if you were using the editor and creating responsive design, you would be able to just open it up in your browser and just resize the page. You can see how it goes from a 2-column to a single column, and how it just flows. And this is really what makes the editor really, really powerful. And then there are different plugins for browsers so that it will give you the exact size of an iPad or a Android tablet. And you can test that everything is working. So there we go. We have a SoundCloud widget. You can see here we have a Google Maps as well. So I can move that around. That's working. We've got some buttons, different stuff, and of course a video here at the end, which will also play.
You noticed.
So that's one way to kind of preview your content if you're working on it and you want to see what it looks like, but you don't have a iOS device. Obviously, it's more fun to see it on your device, but this is a workaround for it. So I hope that answers your question, and it wasn't too tedious. Let me just have a quick look here. You'd like to try both? Yeah, of course. So both the Android and the iOS device, of course, yeah. There's actually a third platform that you also get with Magloft. So obviously you get your native Android device, you get your native iOS device, but you also get an HTML5 version. So I'm just going to show you one of our clients here, another one of our publishers, highvoltage.magloft.com. So this is an HTML5 version, and that will run on any device that can use a browser. You can also use it just for your desktop computer in a regular browser. And again, so High Voltage do PDFs. They upload PDFs, we convert them, and they get this. You choose your own name, and then it gets displayed on the website. For some clients, they want to have it on their own websites. We can also do that. And we basically just give them a file that they upload to their server, and then they can place it anywhere they want, and that will just pull in all the content. Just to show you quickly what it looks like. You go in, so this is one of their issues. I can hit the play button, and here is the index file that you can jump to any page, and basically you get your page here. So it works really well on devices, as you can see here, and you can just flip any page. So it's kind of an online, I won't call it a issue flipper, but it'll definitely put it online. That's what a lot of our clients also are really interested in. And I can just go back here as well to the shelf. So that's the third app that you actually get with your account. I also noticed the layout and effects off. Yes, you're right. And that is because they haven't been implemented yet. There's still some features that aren't fully implemented yet inside of Magloft. These are things that we're working on. Basically for properties, actually the layer widget is a really good example. So here we're going to have some basic properties. And you can see down here we have layout. So all these different layout and styling and padding options, they will move into the layout panel. And the effects panel is reserved for CSS effects. So this will be all your fly-ins, your fade-outs, your fade-ins, transitions that you can create. That's all going to go in here. So it's definitely coming. It's not as high a priority as some of the other projects that we're working on, other improvements, but this has from day one been like one of the reasons why we created this editor, that you can drag and drop and create interactive content and responsive and especially interactive content. So it will come. That's an absolute certainty. It's just a matter of when. And I'm definitely seeing this being moved out within the next 2 to 3 months. Then you'll have some more options in here. So apologies for that. A bit of a showstopper that there's nothing there that you can play with, but it's coming. I promise you that. Is it possible to change the domain of the PC reader? Yeah, actually, the technology that we're using is so cool that we can actually create a Windows file, like an exe file, or a Mac app for you as well, and that will run like any other program that you're used to. Users will launch the program from their desktop, and it will open up the reader, and it looks exactly like the web one. The difference is just that it won't be running in a browser, but it will actually be running in its own program in the operating system. So if you add that on, it's actually 5 platforms in total that you can reach with a Magloft subscription. So that would be your desktop reader. Yeah, absolutely. So what did we cover already in this webinar here? So we've talked about how you upload either PDFs and make them interactive, how you use the editor to create interactive and responsive content. You can see if we go to the phone, it'll fold up nice and neatly. We've talked about how you get ready for publishing, how you don't need any technical skills. You just go to your publishing tab, and here you enter the information that we need, that the team needs in order to go ahead and publish your apps. And we've talked about how you can instantly publish issues and make them live. I can also remove issues if I want to. Let's say this one, let's see, okay, it's an old issue, or for whatever reason, the content is irrelevant. I can remove the publishing date, and it will disappear from the portal. And if we go back into the simulator and refresh, or the app, I should say, you can see instantly the issue is gone, and it just shows the current issues that were there before. So that is really neat. Once you have your apps launched and live, you can control all the content from within your portal here. Then we talked about the setup fee that we're removing for this week as we're doing a hackathon. This is the team, this is our office. Normally we have a $399 setup fee, but we're going to waive that for this week. And then there's just going to be the $99 subscription, which covers unlimited issues, unlimited downloads, unlimited statistics, unlimited push notifications, and unlimited storage and bandwidth and all that. We'll take care of that. There are no hidden fees. And then we talked a little bit about what's to come. So we mentioned that we're integrating with blogs. You'll be able to add your blog to Magloft and pull the content from there and create your issues. A visual app builder under the way, so you can see what you're actually building when you go to the publishing section. You can see here, we just have like the images and icons. You'll be able to see when you change a color instantly what that actually changes in the apps. And some cool projects coming up as well. So let's see. I meant, would it be possible to change the domain magazinename.magloft.com to mydomain.com/? Yes, absolutely. That is possible. The cool thing about the way that we've built this is that this web viewer, or or HTML5 app. It's a standalone small little program or app. So we can put that on a page on your own domain. So you can have yourdomain.com/magazine title maybe, or digital magazine, or whatever you want to call it. You'll make a folder and we'll put an index file there, and it will pull in all the necessary files and images and everything. And again, it would update automatically. This is also linked to your publishing portal. So as soon as you add a new issue, that will actually also go onto your web viewer here. Let's see here. Actually, if we have if we have this one up and running, or if we took it down. No, we've taken it down. For example, yeah, did I explain that clearly enough? So basically, if you have a webmaster, if you do that yourself, we would send you a file structure that, let's say you go onto your website. This could be, obviously, let's go to magloft.com. Let's say this is yourdomain.com and you want to call it magazine. So you would create a folder called magazine on your server, and then you would upload the content that we send you. And you just need to upload it once. You don't need to keep uploading it every time you put in a new issue. Just put it up there once, and then your online URL would be your domain / whatever folder that you created and where we placed the files. So I hope that answered your question on whether or not you can use your own URL for the online web viewer. And again, if you have any questions, anything at all that you'd like to clear up or ask about, just go ahead, shoot them in the room. Joan has been a real sport, keeping the questions rolling. It's awesome. We love questions here at Magloft. We especially love questions about Magloft. So go ahead and fire away, and I'll make sure to answer them. So I can see we're coming up on just about 1 hour. So I don't want to keep these too long. I could remind you that we have 2 webinars running daily. So if you go to magloft.com/promotion, that is where you will find a coupon code. So we've called it hack on this page. But if you do decide to upgrade to Magloft within this week, I would love for you to use the coupon webinar. It's just a way for us to see if, for example, a webinar like this is effective. I think I actually have this neat little thing here where I can pull in this pop-up. I'm not sure if you see something on your screen, or maybe it's not being displayed since I am sharing my screen, but it'll pop up in a sec then. But what I wanted to show was on this promotion page at the bottom, you can click join webinar and it will open a new window, and here you can see our schedule. So we're doing these until Friday. It's a lot of fun. We really want to get your questions answered. We want you to test us, put me on the spot, really give me some difficult questions, and of course I'll do my very best to answer them. So this is for the Singapore time zone. You can always change it just by clicking here, convert to another time zone, and show it in your own slot so that you can select the time that fits for you. Hopefully one of them will kind of fit. It's hard to make it fit everywhere, but we try. So let me see here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a bit. I'm going to jump back into our office. If it will allow me. I'm going to try again. Stop. There we go. All right. Hi, everyone. Again, let's see if I missed any questions. I think so far we are good. yeah, you'd send me some code and I'll upload it via FTP and it would load through it. Absolutely spot on. And you would only have to upload that once, and then everything else you would control from the MacLoft dashboard, or portal as we call it. So do you see this fancy pop-up or offer that should fly into this webinar room now? It should say $3.99 discount offer. Use this coupon code on checkout. It's called webinar. So if you do decide to go ahead, I'd love for you to use the coupon code webinar. And of course, it's a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. We really don't want your money unless that you are absolutely satisfied and thrilled about using MacLoft to get your content published in apps and on the web. So 30 days, you can test it, you can get on webinars, you can even book, I'll put it here in the chat, I'll put it as a sticky. You can book a Skype call with me. We can do a one-on-one Skype. book.magloft.com. And from there, it's an online calendar, so you can select your time zone. You can see what slots fit for both of us, and then you can go ahead and book one of them. And then we can do a one-on-one Skype if you want to dig into something deeper. So we've officially passed 1 hour. It's been great. Thank you so much for coming. I'm gonna hang around for just a couple more minutes. I know that sometimes there is a lag doing these Google Hangouts. So just to make sure that you get any questions that you have, just fire them off in the chat. I'll be obviously answering as soon as something comes up. So let's see. Yeah, absolutely. And thinking is great. You know, if you have any questions, just shoot them my way. We have also, during this week, we're going to be live on our site. So you'll see this down here right now. It says need help because I'm doing the live webinar. But usually, you can click this and you can do live chat, so we can respond instantly if you have any questions. If we're not sleeping, that is. But we try to stay on there for the entire day when we're up and running. Cool. Right. Well, I'm happy. Let's see. Let's see. Alex, welcome. I wonder if there's something that you might have missed that you'd like to ask about. Then you can go ahead and do that. I think we're good for now. Right. Good. Yeah, so is there anything else that I'd like to throw out to you guys there? I think I've covered everything. So this is automatically being recorded. You'll get an email with the replay, so you can skip through it to some of the parts that you might find interesting. We did talk a little bit about this new design that's coming out for the iOS apps. And it will also be coming out to the Android apps shortly after. So that will be in the replay. And if you have any questions, should you watch the replay, then you can go ahead and shoot them off. There's going to be a questions box that you can use there as well. So I think it seems like, I'm just going to scroll, make sure I didn't miss anything here. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on today, tonight, this evening. Is there a way to customize the newsletter stand? So if by newsletter stand, do you mean the one that you see, that we would see on the website, or do you mean, let me just go ahead and share my screen again so that I make sure that I know exactly what you mean. So here we go. So this is the web app. You can customize it. there's not a great deal to customize, but we can do some colors. Obviously, you'll have your title here. It'll be your logo here as well. As for the app itself, there's a bunch that we will go ahead and customize. So the way that it works is you can give us a lot of information just through images, icons, and your description. But we don't have yet in our portal options for all of the things that we can actually do. So what we usually do is our design team will match the colors to your cover or your website. You know, we'll actually go ahead and do some research on your online profile, and we will try and match the colors as best as we can. Obviously, there won't be any Magloft branding in your apps. This icon, this image that you see here, that is the same as the transparent logo that you will upload to our portal. We will use that and put it in here. And like I said, you can select the background color, the shelf background. You can also do a gradient, so it can top to bottom. You can also do a pattern. So here you can upload a small, I'd suggest a slightly transparent pattern or tile that can then repeat in the shelf background. But otherwise, we'll do everything we can to make it look great for your issue cover. We'll send you a screenshot. We might sometimes do a small video so you can see what it looks like and you can give us feedback. So really, that's where the whole setup fee also comes into play. This is time consuming for our team, but we want to make sure that the app looks great, looks just the way that you want it before we submit it. So that's normally the $3.99, but for this week, we're going to get rid of it. As you can also see here, once again, in our shameless promotion, magloft.com/promotion, $3.99 special discount. There is no setup fee. So I hope, let's see, I see other apps that look very nice. One that hold the magazines, right? So I think that was also what you meant, this actual app here as well. So yes, that can be customized. Button colors, text on the buttons. The text here actually is instantly updated from your portal. I can show you that really quick here. If I go back into Surfscope, I hit the settings, and so let's just say I want to just remove the beach. So now it just says Keramas. I'll move it away and I'll save that up. Next time I go into the app, and if I refresh, you can see beach is gone. So some of the things, these small descriptions, you can actually update, and of course the titles as well. Cool. So let's see. Did I get that answered well enough? Alex says, great. Awesome. I noticed in Mag, they do like a banner on the top with link. Correct. We can also do that. And actually, I should mention that we're also working on integrating ad SDKs, so advertisements, which will allow you to enable ads inside of your magazine if you would like to do that. So full page or banner ads as well. If you want a banner that has a link to somewhere, we can place that in there as well. So we're happy to do some custom work just to make sure that you get it every way you want. Alex, awesome. I'm using a hype from Tumult to do interactive pages. Does this support this HTML5? Yes, absolutely it does. We have another publisher that's also using hype. You can do some really nice stuff. And if you have something that you'd like to add, just get in touch with us. We don't have like a super integration yet with Magloft, but we can definitely get it in there and get it working for you. So just reach out to us via email, send us the files that you have, and we will look into getting that done for you. Cool. Great questions. Thank you so much. And I don't know if I showed, but it will also go in landscape here in the shelf, which will allow these images to get a little bit bigger. And we'll always continue to update the design and improve it based on the information and feedback that we get from you guys. So it's a continuous process of making this look really good. Great. Okay, so okay, we'll do some others. Cool. And I seem to remember also, Alex, you might want to check the Hype forums. I know that there have been some people asking about Magloft in there. Maybe if you do a search, you should see something come up. But otherwise, yeah, just get in touch, and yeah, we'd love to test it out. Awesome. One last request, guys. Did I remove it again, or does this pop in, this offer? Do you actually see it on your screen? Does it say $3.99 discount offer? Use this coupon code on checkout webinar. Can you just give me a yay or a yes in the chat? Because then I know that the neat little feature works for future use. Cool. Oh, okay, I did that already. Okay, great. That was for the forum. Right. Okay, good. Let's see here. There. This coupon is valid for the month. So it's valid for this week. I think it will be valid until Sunday midnight CET, Central European Time. With it comes a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. So you will have 30 days. If for whatever reason you don't feel comfortable or you don't want to move forward, just send us an email and we'll give you a prompt refund. So we only want you guys to be using Magloft if you really, really appreciate the system and like it and get some benefits from it. So that is the deal. So until the end of this week, the coupon will be available. It will expire from our payment processing system on Sunday midnight Central European Time. But anytime when you upgrade, you'll get 30 days money back guarantee, 100% money back guarantee. Cool. And one more time, here we are, the Magloft team. We're hacking away all week. We're putting in the extra hours to make sure that we can get some nice new features shipped out to you guys and really improve Magloft in every way we can. There's one team member that isn't on this photo. Unfortunately, he's on one of the other islands, so he's working remote for the time being. Yes, absolutely, Alex. No problem. Like I also mentioned earlier, this small little blue need help is usually a We Are Online or online chat. So if you need us, you can grab us there. And of course, also just an email to support@magloft.com. You can do Skype. I think it's in the chat at the top. You can book a Skype call if you want to do a one-on-one. And message. So let me see here. I think we are definitely reaching that time where we should call it a night. Did I also mention to everyone that joined that if you go to magloft.com/promotion, you can see here join webinar, and it will pull up a page that lists all the times and the time zone that you can select. So if you want to get another call, have other questions, please come back. Love to see you here. Fire away. And of course, I'm not sharing my screen, but it's magloft.com/promotion. And at the bottom, you can see the link to the webinar registration page. Cool. All right, let's see here. I think that covers it up. You've done well. You've been really great. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your questions. And I look forward to working with you in the coming months. So feel free to join another webinar. reach out to us in any way. And thanks again for coming, guys. All right. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.